I'm just messing around, y'all. Let me get this off here. Okay, Divine Soul Tribe. How's everyone feeling? I hope everyone is feeling great, in good spirits, and with good spirits. So Spirit's been coming strong with me lately. So I'm becoming strong with y'all. It's feeling good. It's a good time to be grateful. It's a good time to sit back and just reflect. We just went through that waning crescent moon, and it was a time for rejuvenation and reflection. So I pray that everyone is in that mode of reflection and rejuvenation. We have some downloads. So I'm kind of trying to wait for a few more people to jump on before I dive into the downloads. I would like this to be more interactive, but nevertheless, I'm here to do a job, so a job is what I intend on doing. Okay, so let's go. Everybody out here is striving to be a part of something that you can see. Meanwhile, the Divine Soul Tribe, a collective body of people who are really out here striving to be a part of something far greater, but are so invisible, at least where they see at. And this was a heavy one that came in. It's like when you look around in the world, you see everybody striving to be a part of something. You see so around in the world, you see everybody striving to be a part of something. You see so many people willing to do just about anything to be a part of something. It's just a part of the world that we live in. And as a person that finds yourself in a divine collective, a soul tribe, like you find yourself to be tribe, and this is a soulish aspect. It has nothing to do with skin. If you resonate with this and you know that you're striving, always keep in mind what you're striving for is something far greater, but it's not really visible in the 3D. See, what we strive to attain, it's not really about taking shortcuts. It's not. It's about making sacrifices, right? And it's not about sacrificing others. It's about sacrificing different parts of yourself, aspects of yourself. Understanding what growth is. It's not about wanting to bump somebody's spot, or it's not about looking at what somebody has and secretly wanting it or coveting it or any of those things. Like, if you find yourself in that rhythm, then that you would be outside of what the Divine Soul Tribe is. Like, I'm talking about the core, the place where I could say the place where the healers really be, like that gang, right? That kind of energy. Like, so if you know you're an energy healer, and you will find yourself striving for something that nobody can see. It's so invisible. When people look through their lens, everything is so 3D. But these downloads, they draw a perspective. So just remember, don't never lose sight of the fact that what you're striving for is far greater than you. It's an energy that's been here before you. It's an energy that'll be here when you transition. When you're done with this experience known as life, right? You want to be situated, and your karmic, your energy want to be right as far as your rhythm. I can say karmic rhythm because we all got a certain amount of karma attached to us. But when you strive and you clearing it out, right? And when you clearing it out and you transition in the form of clearing out karma, just imagine yourself when you transition from this life and you head for the yamas, right? Which is the afterlife, right? When you head there, your path is made, your veneration is laid while you here in the 3D, living this experience. Look at many of the prophets that crossed over from different religions. Their veneration came by way of what they did here. So when they transition, you clearly see them as what they are. You clearly feel their energy as what they are, right? Every last one of them that you refer to, they transition with a veneration. The veneration comes from the work that you do when you hear. You become a venerated soul. So when you leave, you essentially pave the way for your existence when you transition by what you do here. That's why when you put your faith in the mystery of God, you miss it all. See, God is not a mystery. It's not. God is not a mysterious thing at all. See, we look at God as a force that's so far away from us that we feel unworthy to attain that energy, right? Never knowing that we composed and created with that energy inside of us. Like, it's a part of who you are. The same way the devil is a part of who you are. You know how I can prove this? Gabriel is an archangel. You know who Gabriel's brother is? Lucifer. They're brothers. And there's no record of Gabriel having, like, Michael doesn't like Lucifer. Archangel Michael. We all know that. Throughout the annals of time, all you see is Michael besting Lucifer at every different turn. But when you look at the energy of Gabriel, it's not so apparent, right? It's not so apparent. Actually, Gabriel is a masculine, a man of God. Lucifer is a masculine, but they too, both of those energies bear a similar feminine aspect to them. Think about Gabriel. A lot of people actually think that Gabriel is a female. But nevertheless, when you look at it like that, you begin to understand that you're going to have light and you're going to have darkness with you the rest of your days of your life, right? So it's no need in, allow yourself to be apprehended, right? And it's like, that's knowing what side you stand on. That's when you consider your soul apprehended, right? When you begin to lay your path down, right? You become apprehended by, it's kind of like, how can I say it? It's kind of like, what lies really in your heart, right? I heard it said somewhere, what you fascinate yourself, what you're fascinated with is what you'll become. So it's kind of true, it rings forth true, but it's essentially saying, what's in your heart, the seed that's there, that's where you're going to find your determination, that's where your will going to lean towards, dark or light, right? Man is not the judge of that. That's up to the divine solely. That's like the Most High. The Most High doesn't necessarily step into Gabriel and Lucifer relationship. I'm talking about when you look at spirituality the way it's supposed to be looked at, right? Because of course Gabriel would be an energy towards what Lucifer would be, the energy that Lucifer and the rest of the fallen ones, the energy that they stand in, Gabriel opposes that. But that doesn't say that they are siblings. You have to realize they come from the same seed, right? So that's beginning to just understand lightness and darkness, right? And that helps you in your striving. See, like I said, what we are striving for is, it's invisible. When you're looking in the 3D aspect, it's not visible. So you can oftentimes find yourself having a hard time, right? Even trying to attain certain measures of your spirituality. If you look around at what everybody else is doing, you'll never get there. If you pay attention to what other people say, you'll never get there. I'm trying to tell you, like, you have to disassociate yourself with what you see in the 3D. All right. Number 2, we wait in half disbelief on our manifestations to show up in the 3D. It seldom occurs that we have to comprehend what we have manifested in the 5D, understanding, to connect with the understanding of the 3D, as in heaven, so on earth, as above, so below. So this is kind of, you have to comprehend with your manifesting, or you'll wait in half disbelief, right? Let's just say you putting in the work and you striving. And the more you strive, the harder things seem to be getting, right? Whether it be finances, whether it be spiritually, whether it be mental, right? It can seem like, man, I'm achieving ancestral contact. My spirituality is increasing, but yet my life rhythm is hard. Like, what's happening? Like, so then what happens is we take our eyes off of the 5D. We don't see that what we building is in the metaphysical, because the 3D, it overwhelms us. So now we stuck in 3D mode, and that puts us in half disbelief. It goes back to my download from last night, spiritual chores, y'all. Like, in order to stay connected to the 5D, you have to perform spiritual chores. Like, around your house. If you want your house to look a certain way and to maintain a certain energy, you got to do chores. You have to clean it. It's the same way with your spiritual connection. If you wanted to be active, because you got to realize a lot of us, we're not even ready for what we manifesting, right? I know I'm trying to get ready, y'all, right? So it's like we begin to manifest these things and we not even aware of what it looked like in the 5D aspect. So we begin to fight our manifestations because we sit in disbelief. It never really occurs to us that we have to begin to comprehend what we have, the goal you store up in heaven, so to speak. Right? What you attain in the 5D, you have to make it comprehensive to you, right? It's a concentrated effort. Like, you got to look at life and be like, yo, I know what I'm doing. I'm connected to the ancestors, my folks, and all of that. I've achieved balance. And then once you make a conscious effort, your 5-dimension aspect, it becomes comprehensive. They are spiritual chores. Spiritual chores is your meditations, your connectivity. You can't live your life, right, trapped in a certain mind state and then shift into your spirit. Your ancestors, they might make themselves unavailable. See, they picky. They very choosy. Like, all the aspects of you, they live in your ancestors, right? So it's really about living your life in such a way where they have no reason but to be proud. You know why? Because when you live in your high vibration, you resonate with high vibrational ancestors. So the word in your ancestral chain, it becomes you the one. That's the one, right? And so they bestow gifts upon you through your intuition. They make it so you can navigate the 3D a little better. Why? Because you earned it. You showed yourself worthy. I mean, you rose to the occasion, right? And this is, a lot of people look at the soulish aspect of life and they think about heaven and hell because we taught this way, right? And I'm not the judge of the way that people teach you. But what I will say is you have two aspects, right? You have three, actually. You have self, and then you have soul, and you have spirit, right? So you have underworld, you have upper world. So you have heaven, or what we consider hell, right? Just the aspects I'm giving the way that they was taught, that's familiar. Everything exists in the metaphysical. So soul and spirit, they communicable, right? They see one another. They work together in our lives. You know, when you look at the energy of different religions, it always speaks of the ancestors. In every religion, it doesn't matter where you go, it speaks of, even when you speak about the Amavasias of the moon, when you look at the energy of Christ and certain things he did, it was on those moon days, like his birth. And for instance, when he met with Moses and Elijah on the mountain, they are his ancestors. It says that he showed up with them on a mountain in literal time, right? Under the moon. So you gotta realize like that this thing right here is very much real. It's You have to believe. Like faith is belief. It's the same thing. It's you have to have a faith. You have to understand that being connected to something that's greater, right, is beyond you. We want to covet, like we want control of our destiny so much, right? But we don't realize your destiny is out of your control. It's predicated upon your surrender, right? You have to begin to surrender to what? To a force much greater, to your calling, to your cause. Why are you here? It's funny, they telling me right now, thank you, Spirit. Many of us think that we are here to free people or heal people, right? Many of us don't understand you here to heal your bloodline. That's what you here to heal. You here to heal it for those that went and those that's coming. That could be why you here. And that could be why a lot of us are so confused, because we so trapped in the understanding of life right now that we can't see that to exist don't have nothing to do with the experience you feeling right now. Everybody that you know that live with you, they exist right now without a body, as an energy. They still there. Every last person that you ever known, they exist without a body, because why? They're not going through the human experience. They in the metaphysical viewing the human experience. See, when this flesh that we love so much, it confines us to this flesh. So you have to really dig deep, right? When you have faith, like let's say faith, thank you, Spirit. The Bible speaks of faith. Every religion speaks of faith. The Quran speaks of faith. The Injil speaks of faith. The Torah speaks of faith. Kama Sutra speaks of faith. The Kabbalah speaks of faith. All of the occultic studies speak of faith. Why do I speak of faith? Because faith is that energy that connects you to the fifth dimension. Faith alone. Whatever your faith may lie in. But what do you think we war against? We war against principalities and wickedness, right? Spiritual things. So what is that a war of? If I'm warring against something that's spiritual, where does my authority lie? My authority lies in my faith, right? I have to believe to understand that I have an authority and a ranking. Why? Because I'm challenged with opposition that has faith and where they stand at. You think that demons don't have faith in the fact that they demons? They do. So you have to have faith in the fact that you are touched by an angel, or you move with angelic authorities, or you was given authority. You have to begin to know yourself. That's what gives you your faith. Your faith, it comes through spiritual chores. You commit spiritual chores to yourself, to your life. Be committed to it, like you committed to cleaning that car out, like you committed to cleaning your house up, your bathroom up, right? Because as you know, as we ascend, we love to say cleanliness is next to godliness. We was taught that our whole life. But godliness exists in the muck and miry too. Understand that God did some of his greatest works in the dirt. Remember, Daniel was anointed in the dung pit. Remember, the energy of Christ was said to be born in a manger, right? Always remember, it's not so much as what you're doing in the 3D to clean up. Because some of these places that looked dirty in the physical, they were heavenly places in the 5D, right? All right. Opposing forces, this is the number 3, third download. Opposing forces use the law of as above, so below to manifest blockages by attaching us to vices in the 3D that manifest in a powerful spiritual connection in the 5D. One energy being generational warfare, right? So opposing forces, spirits, people who dabble in spirit work, spell works, or whatever you may call it. What they do is they try to manifest, okay, so your low vibrations are your weak points. for spell work attack and for spiritual attack. What you vibrate low in, those are your weak areas. So a skilled practitioner or a skilled magician, wizard, warlock that seeks to do you harm, or spirits, not even humans, let's just say spirits. What they do is they try to give us things that we get a soulish aspect of connection to. Like, I heard a man say that he loved to use heroin at one time, and he was able to put heroin down because he developed a love for God that was greater, right? That was powerful, right? Now, it's the same way that the enemy tries to attach us, because the enemy wants to attach us to our vices from a soulish point, to where as though now the low vibrational ancestors, they can live in you as well, which binds you harder. You see, like when, imagine me sending an energy at you to bind you. Chances are it's been people bound in your bloodline by that energy before. So the familiarity is there, right? So when it comes to bind you, the energy, it gets you hung from a soulish aspect, right? So then you manifest that thing in the 5D. Now it's so hard to move it in the 3D, because now it become a generational warfare. So what I'm saying is, when people attack you or spirits attack you in certain ways, they're trying to get you to get a very deep connection to things that can destroy you, right? So that you contend with them. It bonds up things like your liver and your kidneys and your organs, right? Archangel Gabriel, thank you, Spirit, comes to free these things up, right? This is the angel that frees these, gives us freedom and liberty, unbounding our root chakra. See, what happens is these things, they become, they bind our chakra and become a prison. Whereas though your root chakra, you can't move in your grounding, and it comes by way of fear. Like fear, it binds like your organs, your blood flow, your mind, your sheer movement. Fear can stack. When your root chakra bound, you be scared to. I ain't going on. It literally puts a fear over you, right? Even, thank you, Spirit. Like even when God is calling us, right, to a greater level of understanding, a lot of us won't go because our root chakra is bound. We bound by the fear. We bound by the fear of this. We bound by the fear of that, right? So we would rather sit in suffering and silence than to move to where God is actually calling us. Because a lot of us, we are bound. And we really need Archangel Gabriel to free us, right? We need that energy, because we being called to a higher form of conscious, to ascend, but we won't go. And the reason why we don't let our mind go is because we bound. And a lot of us are bound by opposing forces that have used the law of as above, so below on us in a negative way. See, we've manifested things in the metaphysical that trap us in the 3D. And many of these things, they are invoked by ancestral, low vibrational ancestral energies that already went through it, like alcoholism, drug abuse, sex addiction, right? That's the reason why these things feel so good when we get bound by them, right? They feel so good to the point of corrupting our flesh. And the reason why is because things in our bloodline in the past, they exist in the vibration. So it's like you're not feeling it only for yourself, you allowing them to live through you and feel it through you as well. You ever notice how the drive gets so, I just got to do this thing. I just want to do it, right? Why? You ever ask yourself, why do I want to do? It's because you have low vibrational ancestors and they can't wait to get through. See, they can feel what you feel. I told you, They are energies without a body. So in order for them to have a part of the living experience, they try to manifest in your low vibrations, right? And then you have bigger demons that'll come and try to take up residency in you and hold on to you to the point of subjugation, right? That's a whole different level. But nevertheless, these energies, they there. The same way you have upper world, high vibrational energies that are there. They help you compose your algorithm. They help you to get your intuitions from high vibrational ancestors precisely, right? So that you can appropriate them. That's where you got Archangel Michael in the archangels there, like Phanuel, Uriel. You got these energies that exist, Raguel, because they help us towards ascension, towards North Node. So remember, the opposing forces, they want you to manifest these issues on a deeper level. Thursday, today, is ruled by Jupiter, Sagittarius energy, that of temperance, Archangel Gabriel, which I was just talking about, which is great. So I feel like the energy of Archangel Gabriel is definitely present, right? Here to free us of some of the things that bind us. Okay, this was number 5. Pay close attention to the balance of your decision when the dragonfly crosses your path. When the dragonfly lingers in your energy, let your intuition consume you in this moment. Now that was like, I was in my prayer meditative state where I get my downloads. We all got our way that we get the downloads, right? And this was deep. It's about dragonflies. So you could be saying dragonflies, right? Now, Spirit is saying pay close attention to the balance of your decision when the dragonfly crosses your path. So it's similar to my ornithomancy, which is the way I communicate with the birds. But with this dragonfly, I feel like when a dragonfly crosses your path, pay attention to what decision mode you may be in. It could be the balance of you making a great decision or a poor decision. When a dragonfly lingers in your energy, it's saying, let your intuition consume you in that moment, right? So if you see a dragonfly, I mean, it's self-explanatory. If it lingers in your energy, maybe the ancestors, I'm feeling, they trying to send you an intuition. So let your intuition consume you. Let your mind go where it goes, right? First, you have to be vibrating at a high enough level to receive this. Because, I mean, it could be messages all around you. You could be seeing the dragonflies and you could just be looking at it as a coincidence. But I want you to understand that the ancestors, they move in a lot of exotic insects, right? And high vibrational. When you see a beautiful insect, that's a high vibration. That's a perfect conduit for something high vibrational in your ancestral to communicate with you through you with. When you see a low vibrational insects, you know what it's about, flies and all of that. It's just your spirit knows, right? So begin to be discerning, right? With the birds too, because a lot of y'all do have the gift of ornithomancy as well. It's a gift that befell me. I was taught how to read, right? By spirit, and the high priestess, she showed me a lot too, because she knew a lot. A lot was shown to her. We kind of just traded, but nevertheless, we got insight about it, and it's an effective way to communicate with all different sorts of birds, particularly hawks and crows, right? So you could be actually seeing hawks and crows as well, and it could be a message in that for you, right? I know a lot of people assimilate crows with death or dead things and all of that. That's fine. that stereotype. If you're seeing a lot of crows and you feel the crows are following you and you feeling as though it leads you into your intuition, that's signs of ornithomancy. Like, some people are oblivious to birds. Some people are captivated. When you find yourself captivated by birds, particularly, you have a gift, ornithomancy, right? Begin to let it develop. It's messages that are connected to our subconscious, right? They play out. Remember, this universe is a construct full of metaphysical energies that manifest in different various ways in the world, in real time, right? Mantises, particularly ancestors, particularly insects like mantises, the ancestors come through them a lot. But nevertheless, let your intuition consume you. Number 6, which is a good download. We all have vices and we all have forbiddens. Vices and forbiddens. What am I saying? We all have things that we struggle with. And it's not so much things struggle, we all have things that we do. Let's say that. I don't even want to use the term struggle, right? Because it could be a false implication in that. A lot of people ain't out here struggling with nothing. We got things that we like to do and we go do them, right? Doesn't take away from your divinity. I'm not the judge of it. All it does is it minimizes us in certain ways, right? They are our vices. They are there to hold us back, essentially helping us to obtain balance. A vice. Think of what a vice does. It squeezes, right? So the vices, they squeeze you, right? We become better at them. Many of them we set aside so that we can grow, right? Vices. Those are things that's going to be in your life. And as far as vices, I feel that divine is wanting us to understand too. When you look out at other people's vices, right, it makes you a person of poor character. Because a lot of people, they dissimulate like that. Like what they do is they create images and illusions of other people's vices, and behind them they hide and stand with their own. But by the time they done creating illusions, nobody really sees this person vice. They look at this person as an information center where they can find out information about everybody else. And because this person is willingly an output center, nobody ever really gets to the bottom of this person. All they know is that this person right here got everybody vices out, right? It makes you a person of poor character. Now, a person of strong character is one who can embrace your vice, move in the way spirit is moving you, right? Move in it with strength, right? You got a vice, move it with you. Because as long as you moving right, you going to gain strength. It's only a vice. A vice can't hold but so long. It's a vice. You can get out of a vice. Now, a forbidden is a different thing. When we begin to do the things that are forbidden us, we all know. Each and every person knows the things that you do that you feel spirit is working with you with, spirit haven't cut you off for, you don't feel a disconnect. Those are things that you have to balance out. But then it's things that you have, if you do, you instantly feel a disconnect. Because there's some things that are forbidden. And when we dabble in the forbidden thing, I'm talking about not what man forbids, what God forbids. When we dabble in those type of things, it brings forth a different energy, right? It brings forth a disconnect because it's forbidden. So the energy of the Most High is we're sin bound, grace bound more, but we kind of force spirit out when we go in to forbidden areas. we force spirit to stay outside, forbidden, right? It's like the energy of the Most High ain't gonna go in that darkness with you. No, sir. It won't do it because light shine into the dark, and the dark comprehend it not. So if that's a dark place that's not looking for the comprehension of light, why would light be there? Light wouldn't go there, not even to shed light on that situation. It's too dark. It's some places that light don't go. That's called utter darkness. Light doesn't go into utter darkness because it obliterates darkness. You get that concept? Some things have to exist in this world, in this universe, in total darkness. Light has no part in it, right? Now, I know that may be beyond a person's comprehension, but that's the balance of the universe, right? It's that simple. So, forbidden areas, right? They forbidden for a reason. A lot of it is because spirit can't go in there, that chamber. You alone when you go in there. And the danger of forbidden, truly forbidden areas, when you go in there and you come back out, now you are of the forbidden. See? Because the fruit, when you go in for darkness and you eat the fruit of utter darkness, when you come back out, you can't even comprehend light. Light done switched up that fast. That's how much light don't wait for darkness. The minute you allow your soul to become corrupt, your soul is corrupt. That's why they always say, never make deals with the energy of Shaitan, right? Don't make deals with the energy of the devil. You know why they say that? Because once the deal is made, once you go to that darkness, you can't come back from it. Because it required you to sell your soul there. That's what baneful magic tricks, that's what it gets you. Like associating with super low vibrational, highly ranking, lower vibrational energies, they require the penance of your soul, right? You notice how a lot of people got so much money surrounded by so much sickness, right? Why is it that way? It's because it's a graphic depicted illusion of the demonic, right? And that's not to say that God's people ain't out here wealthy, doing well for themselves and getting to the bag, because they is. But it's a divine way you do things, and it's a purely demonic way you do things. And I'm talking about the dark areas of human sacrifice, the dark areas of death magic, the dark areas of sexual immorality to the point of demonic perversion, right? I'm talking about those chambers where people literally lay down and have sex with demons. Those are dark areas that are forbidden. So when you find yourself in those areas, right, it takes a lot to really get out. But I would say it would be safe to say the large majority of people who go to that level of the forbidden, even when they come back, they too forbidden. It's kind of like it taints the heart. It does, like, and your heart space is what's needed. I was just looking at an African story. I believe it was the Yoruba people, Yoruba, but nevertheless, it was about a lady who had a pure heart, and she had a pure heart, and she was a lady of the divine. So because she had this pure heart, it made her fit to carry the seed of a water god, right? So the water god appeared to her and told her, because you've been found pure heart, you're worthy to carry this child. Boom. So she gets pregnant. And as she begins to grow, speculation, it befalls, because now everybody like, well, how does she get pregnant? So they're accused of having a demon seed. The prince's son got sick. It was a whole big story. But nevertheless, at the end of it all, the daughter that she bared had many gifts. And one of her major gifts was to heal the prince. So in her healing, the prince would restore favor. It did everything it was supposed to do. And it was a beautiful story about the heart space of divine beings. What you do doesn't reflect the area of your heart space at all. It doesn't. I'm sorry. And that's why we need to stop looking at people. You cannot look at what a person is doing in life and see the energy of their heart space. The only ones that can see that is those that are not here. That's a part of the human experience that's not visible to humanity. Ancestors can see a person's heart. More or less, ancestors can see their deeds, the actions of their heart. But the divine itself, the Most High, is the discerner of hearts. It says that in the energy of the Bible, it says that the word of God is like a double-edged sword. It cuts asunder soul from spirit and it discerns men's hearts, right? That's powerful energy, right? That's the energy of the Most High right there. So when you're dealing with that, just know your heart space is important, because that's going to establish where you are, where your intent lies, what you are. None of this stuff we see in the 3D, it don't reveal nobody's heart. And that's why we be so confused about one another. See, we look for chosen ones to look a certain way. We look for people who are healers to look a certain way. Right? You can't imagine that bum that walked up to you, that smelled bad, that grabbed you on your arm real quick, and you shook him off. Can you get away from me? That might have been where your healing lied at, right? And that man touch or that lady touch. Our comprehension of life in from the 3D aspect, it just warps our sense. So we walk around with different kind of hearts, all of us, that we can't see. So we begin to place accusation and judgment on one another based upon what we do. Accusation, devil's energy, right? So we become very devilish to one another. We can't see what's in the heart. You have to feel about your own heart to understand, even the revelation of another person's heart space. God has to reveal that to you on a different level. And then you'll have discernment, or you'll have understanding of a person's heart. But you're not given the ability to see nobody's heart. That's above us, right? Because if we was given that, we would really, really be an adversary to ourselves. So don't look at that. Like, stay out of areas of the forbidden. I feel that they saying, because that will keep your heart space, your anahata chakra. It'll keep it purified and able to be cleansed. Sometimes you can get so dirty you can't clean up. I know of a few people now, they under demonic subjugation. Subjugation is the last form of possession. You go through influence, possession, and subjugation. Subjugation is the energy of when people been possessed so long that they willfully just start working for the energy of evil now, or they did allow low vibrational ancestors to take residency in them, demons to take residency in their sphere. They essentially become a swine herd for the energy of evil, right? These are people who dabble with the forbidden and keep going at, and keep going at, and keep going at. And the ancestors are saying you got to stay out of the astral realm improperly, though that's offensive. The energy of Raguel guards the astral realm, right? So when we effectively do astral realm work and we go into people's energies and we do all of these things, a lot of people do it. Like, what is your intent though? You know, are you going into somebody's energy to assist them to be? Are you sending people projections of strength, right? Of, you know, when people go to sleep and see you, are they horrified by you and they striving, right? Because if you're a wicked person like that, you suffer consequence. Raguel is going to catch you. The ancestors are going to catch you. See, the astral world is a place where people like to sneak around and do different things in the dream state. Those are great offenses, right? And it's always the ones that want to use mushrooms and they want to use all these drugs and get drunk and go and do actual things to that's not the way. Like you don't have to travel that way, right? If you have the gift to project and understand that energetic field of life, you don't need none of that. You go in prayer, concentration and meditation. You project the astral body of strength, right? Of heavenly resolve. So when people see you in their dream state, they can feel helped by you. Not you showing up in a dream state to terrorize people, right? And I say that because I did a lot of wars in the astral realm. Last year, I mean, yeah, witches showing up in my dreams to do war, right? And it was to the point I had to fashion. You see that dream catcher? You can't really see it. I'm gonna turn it. I keep it by right there. You see it? Man, high priestess and myself, we anointed that and we came up with it as a defense because we were constantly doing astral wars, right? Some of you may be going through it. You may be waking up and you may be having a lot of activity in your dream state, but when you wake up, you can't remember none of it. That's astral war. You are at war with entities in another realm. You know how you wake up and you cloudy and you just don't feel right, you know, in the head space, in your bowel area, you know, all of those are energies that are literally passing through you, this realm, this human experience. See, when we go to sleep, we in another realm. Always. It's always activity in your sleep state. Some of it, the Most High forbids us to know. A lot of it is stolen by spiritual adversaries and energies that we up against. Right? And those of us who do wars against skilled practitioners, you know, voodoo high priestess in reverse, voodoo priest in reverse, occultist in reverse, magician in reverse, wizard in reverse, warlock in reverse, coven in reverse, social network group of witches in reverse. You understand me? We all do war with these things. We war not against flesh and blood, but principalities, wickedness, and spiritual high places, right? It's what we go against. So stay out of the areas that are forbidden to you. I feel that's the advice from Spirit, that you can maintain your strength. So with that being said, Spirit wants me to grab tarot. So I'm going to tap in with the tarot. I wasn't. But it is what it is. Okay. So by water, I connect with Spirit. You pure intent. We'll tap in. The throat chakra could be significant. Blue turquoise throat chakra controls the power of speech. Okay, Spirit, what do we have? Three of Cups. Celebrate your success with those who care about you. Support, sharing, celebrations, problems, resolution, gladness, bounty, joy, friendship, society. So I feel good about that, Divine Soul Tribe. You have successes. Spirit wants you to celebrate with those you care about. And I feel it's mutual. I feel like this card is saying celebrate with those you care about. Now, people are at different timelines. So I'm going to reverse that. I feel that Spirit wants you to celebrate with those who care about you, right? Because some of us are at levels in our walk where we still care about the wrong things. Some things are karmic and we care about them. Then some of us, we have detached away from karmic things and everything in our life is safe to care about. But nevertheless, it's always safe to celebrate with people who care about you, right? Genuinely care about you. So I feel the need for discernment is here. Divine being, you have successes, soul tribe. Spiritual accomplishments, earthly accomplishments. And if you feel like you don't have earthly accomplishments, they are coming if you are striving, right? Last night I saw a 10 of wands to a wheel of fortune. So it's like 10 of wands to the wheel of fortune is like you working hard and then bam, the divine just bringing it to you. In the midst of you working through your burdens, in the midst of you working through your struggles, right? Keep working. Strength, keep working. That's Leo energy. Major arcana. That's water and fire energy. Three of Cups. So the strength, you don't know your own strength until it is tested. That is true strength. You know why I said that's true strength? Because the major arcana of strength, it doesn't represent a strength that we comprehend. We normally don't comprehend it. So I'm going to tell you what the strength of a major arcana looks like. You know how in the energy of the Bible it says, God's strength is made perfect in my weakness. That's the energy of the arcana of strength. Meaning when life come and crush you down hard, boom, right? To a point where you be like, oh, I'm going to give up. When you go to give up and you break, out pops a strength you never even knew you had. That's called major arcana strength because that's spiritual power. That's ancestral power. And oftentimes we find this strength in life when things come against us. Because it's a strength it's spiritual. The major arcana of strength is indicative of spiritual strength, right? A person that has spiritual strength with them, on them, in them, right? It's the major arcana of strength is spiritual energy. It's a strength beyond our comprehension. So I see you have what it takes to move forward, divine being, soul tribe. 10 of swords in reverse. Strength to the 10 of swords in reverse. So that the ancestors are giving you, they stitching you up, patching you up. It was some traps that were set for you. They're not going to work. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about being overtaken by your enemies in this energy. Not strength to the 10 of swords because it's being backed off. Could be a Gemini significant in your energy as well. You could be a Gemini. Seven of Wands. There may be challenges ahead, but you can face them. So it's kind of like the trap was set. It didn't work for you spiritually and or in the 3D. And with this Seven of Wands, Leo energy, I'm feeling like a Leo could be indicative. It's strengthening Seven of Wands. This also could be a spirit guide. This could be a powerful ancestor moving with you. Strength to the Seven of Wands, put the Ten of Wands, Ten of Swords in reverse. That's a lot of energy right there. It's a lot of power that I'm seeing with you, whoever you may be. That's a lot of energy, like Leo energy. Look to the sun, fire energy again. This is a beautiful spread. I see why Spirit is wanting you to celebrate. You have something to celebrate, whoever you are in this energy. This sun energy, success lies ahead of you. Keep to the path. Glory, gain, satisfaction, radiance, positivity, strength, vitality. See, even the word strength is on the sun card. So you got strength to the Seven of Wands to the sun. Big Leo energy, strong Leo energy. Absolutely big, strong Leo energy. To the Empress, Libra energy, Venus, Earth card. Be happy with the results of your actions. So I'm feeling real bright about this energy of Divine Soul Tribe. I'm seeing some strivers. I'm seeing some Leo striving. I'm seeing some Geminis. We got Libra energy strivers. We got Cancer strivers. So I'm saying a gang of strivers, right? We got major arcanas on the board. The strength sun to the Empress. You know, I see the energy of overcoming here. And I don't know if it's insecurities that you've overcame. I don't know if it's hardships and struggles or bad relationships. But I do want you to understand there were many things that were set in your path to destroy you or derail you, offset you. Ten of Swords, many rumors, traps, and you have a very powerful spirit team. Strength to the Sun Empress. And my ancestral decks, these are ancestral protectors, major arcanas, right? So they are indicative of the forces that move around with us that we can't see, that we need to acknowledge, right? So set out some water, right? I got mine set out. 3 plants that we got. We got some plants. We got Sister, Nolia, Spider Boy, and him. We'll show them to y'all. Oh my God, the Emperor came out. We got the Empress and the Emperor out here. So we have divine union energy out here. You could be in a divine union. And if you are in a true divine union, I want you to know everything is 3 of Cups with it. Like, celebrate your successes with that person. I feel Spirit is wanting you to know that you are successful with the one you with for a divine union, because that's an Emperor and an Empress energy out here. All right? Aries could be significant. Libra could be significant. Again, Gemini could be significant. And most definitely Leo. It's big Leo energy out here. Look, the 8 of Swords is in reverse. That's freedom, y'all. Freedom. Freedom to choose. Self-created boundaries. New perspective. External limitations. 8 of Swords in reverse also screams of us being aware now that, man, the only thing holding me back was stuff that I was perceiving. It's like you not wanting to go because you assume that somebody sent the word that got there before you did. You know how we act. We assume like, nah, don't nobody like me, or we assume the negative. Well, those become external limitations. Eight of Swords, right? Blind and confused illusional energy, right? So it's like, as the Eight of Swords goes into reverse, we find freedom. Freedom to choose. It's like, all right, well, maybe the way I was doing things wasn't all the way right. And then we find Eight of Swords in reverse energy, where we be like, okay, so I'm not going to be condemned if I assent. Boom. Then we begin to learn, I'm not going to be betraying God if I acknowledge my ancestry. Boom. Eight of Swords in reverse. We find freedom, right? And then we realize I have external limitations on myself. I can go further, right? And we also begin to realize that my ascension should not be causing discomfort to anyone. And if it is, there's something wrong there. Not with you, but the person who your ascension is bothering, they have their own demon to face. Because as you begin to ascend into a higher conscious, going through Eight of Swords in reverse energy, you begin to look at everybody with questions. The imam, the babalawo, the pastor, the muwagi, everybody. You look at them and be like, why? Because spirit is now communicating. Ancestors, greater power. Look, the spirits and the ancestors, they greater than any human that bears a title. Only thing higher than them is the energy of the Most High. So anything coming that's connected to the Most High, like Gabriel, who comes a lot with a lot of messages. Phanuel, who comes a lot with a lot of different roundabout messages. Raguel, who comes in the sleep state. Michael, who comes as justice into our life. All of these energies are connected to the Most High. As we begin to communicate with them under the unction of the Spirit, then we see, oh, the minister and the babalawo, there was some things they wasn't telling me. Right? Or the imam and the muwagi, it's some things that they wasn't telling me, right? Ace of Wands. It's a shape-shifting energy from Haiti watching. Lugao. So even that, the Lugaos are not always earthly right. See, the authority lies with the Most High. I feel people following let's say Navajo descendants. Okay. Ace of Wands to the Six of Swords. Okay. You're moving on. Like this is a person that I'm saying, and this is collective energy. You have made magic in your life. And the divine is giving you peaceful waters. That Six of Swords is beautiful energy, When you see this man on a raft, look at it. I'm explaining something to you. This wrath is taking him away from confusion, chaos, mayhem, limited belief systems, all of this. Now, when he gets where he's going on this wrath, all he has to do for none of these things to be able to ever come back is burn his wrath when he gets there. That's Six of Swords energy. God is sending you to a place where you can burn your wrath. You don't have to go back to negativity. It's only forward sailing. It's no back tide drafting. It's no going backwards. This is a forward sail to still and peaceful and calmer waters. Ace of Wands. That's the hand of God moving. You see it? You see that wand? Wands of magic. Wands of metaphysical power. Wands of metaphysical authority. You know, every time when we was young and you seen a magician on TV, what he had? A wand, right? Symbol of authority. Two of Swords in reverse to the Death card in reverse. So I'm saying, it's the energy of stagnation. And that's not wanting to be fully transformative. It's like we get to a point with this Two of Swords in reverse where I'm feeling like I'm going to leave out a glass of water for my ancestors, but no, I ain't going to do that because I don't know. Or I see they burning them white candles for their ancestors. I don't think. Well, to not do this, it puts forth the energy of stagnation, sameness, immobile, and forced change, right? So change has to be organic, right? You know what forced change is? Thank you, Spirit. When you feel yourself ascending and you force yourself to stay a certain way, you forcing a change in reverse. Like, in other words, if your mind is being lit up from the dream state to the outward 3D aspect, you're receiving visions and downloads. And your ancestors and spirit is pushing you towards your calling. When you force that back, death in reverse. You force change to be abnormal and unorganic. It's so many elements of you that want change. And they are going to find change in this life or the next life, right? But to benefit you having a human experience, why not allow yourself to make the changes in this life? It becomes beneficial to your human experience. You can experience some greatness and you don't have to transition with karmic debt. Death in reverse, stagnation, sameness. How long will we maintain the same order that trapped our ancestors? We stayed under that long enough. We have to allow a death to occur. And our thought process, the way we receive and perceive things, we have to begin to allow it to die, a death card. Our Two of Swords, we have to begin to make solid and decisive decisions. Two of Swords in reverse, it screams of indecisiveness, a lack of belief, even a lack of belief in oneself. Ten of Pentacles. Everything in fruition. Inheritance, roots, security, family, prosperity, pinnacle of success. So this is according to what you're manifesting. This is a beautiful spread. Outside of being stagnant and outside of being in your head, I feel like you know, divine collective, you tribing. This soul tribe energy right here. You got the Emperor to the Empress out here, major protectors in my ancestral. We got all together 1, 2, hold on. We got 3, 4. Wow. 5. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 major arcanas in this reading, right? That's a lot of spirit. That's a lot of energy. 5 majors. A reading like this may average 2. It's 5 majors, so there's a lot of spiritual activity going on in our lives, and it's positive. The only negative thing that reflected through the majors is the death in reverse, and that's the unwillingness to really, really let go of the way we perceive things and leaning towards the way that God is really calling us, the way that the ancestors is really calling us. Like, you could feel it if you pay attention to your algorithm. It's not wanting you to give up faith, but if you be true about yourself, it's moving you away from demonizing things. That's part of your ascension process. That's why a lot of people who grew up in religious backgrounds, they are embracing spirituality with a strength. It's because they have a faith. Right? See, faith is not depicted upon what you choose to be. Faith is just a thing that is what it is, y'all. So it's like one of them things it's either that or it's not. So with that being said, that was your reading. It was fun being in you all's energy. I'm gonna pull one more card before I leave. 2 of Wands, believe in your personal power. Perfect card. And the Oracle deck, I see creativity on the top. So that was your reading. I pray that it resonated. God bless you all. Until later.